All right. So, as Jimmy Mack said, intrepid RFR spy Agent Kitster returns once more with some new pics. Now, Jim, I wasn't aware. Do we have people that are calling out the legitimacy of these photos, or are they calling out whether or not it's actually Kenobi and perhaps another series? Because there was some talk that maybe this is something that we're something from the Cassian Andor series as opposed to Kenobi.
That's what we're beginning to believe, because there's been conflicting reports about this code name for the production, Pilgrim. Now, Agent Kitster believes Pilgrim is the third episode of Kenobi. Pilgrim. Okay? And it's been reported in some places that that is indeed the code name for Kenobi. But we have a friend with a contact who's working on Andor, and he's confirmed that Pilgrim is the code name for the production of Andor. Not Kenobi, Andor. So I just reached out to Agent Kitster and said, is your friend working out of LA or England? Because I know the production for Kenobi is taking place in LA. It's obvious. It's taking place in LA. It's been, Ewan McGregor has said it himself. He's been spotted in LA. There have been photos of him online wearing the black cover-up robe with a hood so we can't see his wardrobe. But then you could see, part of his leg. Looks like a Jedi leg.
Right.
A Jedi boot.
Right. He's got the boot on.
There's a Jedi boot on a Jedi leg. And it also looks like maybe the undershirt. You can see part of that tunic. That's a Jedi tunic. So, and we actually have more on Kenobi coming up later. But I said, is your friend working out of LA or England? And I got the response from Agent Kitster that said he was working in Perth in Scotland when I got the photos, but now he's in England for Indy. So his contact was in Perth in Scotland, but it doesn't say if he was working there. But now he's definitely in England working on Indy. So
As in Indiana Jones 5.
Yes, which also started shooting last week.
Right.
There's all kind of great pictures of Harrison Ford in the classic Indiana Jones wardrobe. And people are spotting, there's dots on his face, which indicates that they'll be using technology to de-age him, is what a lot of people are guessing. Maybe. Or maybe he could just have big tentacles hanging off of his face.
What, he's going to be
Long
Captain
John
Barbosa?
Silver.
Yeah. Or something like that. Just let Harrison be Harrison. The guy's 80. He looks better than most 50-year-olds, so just let him be. That's what I say. Let the character be 80. Let Harrison be 80.
Well, Harrison's not quite yet 80. He's like 78, I think. Yeah. But I think when you get up to that age, if you can be de-aged in any way, shape, or form, sign me up. That's what I'll be saying. Sign me up for de-aging. Let's do some Fountain of Youth business here, celluloid style. And that's what they're going to be doing with Indiana Jones, it looks like. There's even a rumor that Tote is back from the original Raiders. Tote.
Or perhaps a relative of Tote. We don't.
Son of Tote.
Tote the Elder. Not Tote the Elder. Tote the...
Lesser.
That's right. Well, there was Poggle the Lesser, so there can be Tote the Lesser.
Poggle the Greater. And so there's a Tote the Greater and Tote the Lesser. I always love that guy. He's great. But so Indiana Jones is in the mix. Then somebody said, hey, some of those pictures, what if it's for the new Willow movie or streaming series, the new Willow streaming series? But I don't believe that started shooting yet. So
no, Willow is not shot yet.
I think they're crew members working on these various productions, and they don't even know what they're working on, really.
I was just going to suggest that there's so much going on, and we've been hearing that the crews could rotate throughout these different productions to keep it efficient and cost effective and all of that. That, yeah, it's very, very possible that, it's kind of like the band that needs the name of the city that they're on the tape behind the curtain, you know, and
Yes.
Hello, Cleveland, and they're not in Cleveland, you know. Hello, Kenobi. They're on the set of Cassian Andor.
Yeah, but the band doesn't have to deal with code names for the production.
Well, that's true too, right?
So, you know, these code names are in place, I think, partially to fool the crew. That's what, you know, I mean, we all think the crew is all on the inside, and those code names are to fool us on the outside, us fans and media or whatever.
Yeah.
Nosy people. Like,
Right. So Agent Kitster has been saying that Pilgrim is code name for the third episode or the third chapter of the Kenobi series.
He specifically says chapter 3.
Chapter 3 Pilgrim or chapter 3 of Pilgrim?
Chapter 3 Pilgrim, chapter 3. Oh, so yeah, that's right. I think he's just saying it's the third episode, but we couldn't decipher if he was saying the name of the episode or the name
of the series, right? Code name of the series.
And
this goes way back to the days of Blue Harvest, which was the code name for Return of the Jedi. I don't know. I don't think Empire had a cool code name. I don't think they needed it then.
Just like Star Wars 2, I think.
Yeah, Star Wars 2. That's exactly right. Which wasn't really all that obtuse. Pretty obvious what it was.
And the knowledge of that obviously leaked out everywhere, even to the point where there were news crews and helicopters flying over the production in Norway. So it was that's when I think they decided, well, we have to come up with a fake name for the next production.
Right.
Blue Harvest, anyone? Horror Beyond Imagination? Oh, I like it. I would go see that movie, actually.
Someone's got to do it.
I love the title. It just sounded great.
Someone's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. They've incorporated that Blue Harvest title in everything from comic books to novels. And there was a Red Harvest novel that was horrible.
It's cliche now, actually. It's kind of like
a little bit.
It's a trap.
A little bit. I have a Rancho Obi-Wan t-shirt that is inspired by the Blue Harvest shirts, and I love that one. That's
the logo lockup.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. So Agent Kitster, he sent us some photos. Do you want to take a look at some?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So these are the photos. Now, some of these may be repeats from things that we saw last week, so we'll cut through those. But
the ones from last week, they definitely did not have Star Wars vibes for me. The ones he sent this week totally have Star Wars vibes. As you can see, this is a piece of wardrobe hanging from a heavy-duty hanger. Right. And it appears to be that of an Imperial tank officer or AT-AT driver.
Well, this is generally what you see the vehicle commanders, they're still sort of wearing an officer's uniform, but they throw on top of it that chest armor. So they're not, fully trooped out. This is sort of like that hybrid look that you see.
Yes.
Yeah, like
like what General Veers wore in the
Yes, exactly. I was just thinking General Veers. Here's another shot, I believe, of the same piece or of a similar piece. I think this is the back.
It looks like it's the back, and it also looks like we can see what is a holster with a belt hanging from the side. That looks like a holster to me. And as we did last week, we'll put these up on YouTube so everyone can see them. Here's another picture of a campsite, campfire. Looks like they're all just, sitting around maybe on those logs, two people sitting there across from each other on a campfire. Really nothing exotic or otherworldly about this.
No, but you know what? When I think about, and I'm not trying to make a claim that this is for Kenobi, but when I was looking at this within the context of it being from the Kenobi series, it's not a stretch for me to think of soon to be old Ben, on a mission, laying low, living off the land. I guess I'm having flashbacks of his cameo on Rebels when he was sitting around the campfire with Ezra before his final confrontation with Darth Maul. So there's something ringing true to me. I'm also getting flashbacks of the Ewok village and that sort of, Endor type scene. So not exactly, I get what you're saying. It doesn't hit you over the head. Star Wars, this could be anything. If you didn't know this was from Star Wars, hell, this could be Lord of the Rings, who knows what this could be. But when I'm thinking about Star Wars and looking at this photo, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I see it.
Mm-hmm. You could picture some Star Wars heavy discussion going on. Remember, there was a campfire. There was a campfire scene in The Mandalorian with Grief Karga. That's when he came under attack by those flying lizards, and Baby Yoda saved him. That was during the campfire.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And in Solo, there was a campfire scene right before they did the train raid, the heist. They were sitting around at the campfire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we've seen campfires before in Star Wars. Oh, here's another look at that hut with, it looks like it's made out of tree branches, primitive in nature, more branches acting as half walls from the top to midway down.
So this could, be some sort of agrarian culture, or it's makeshift structures for trying to stay under the radar, laying low on some sort of maybe covert mission, I guess.
Or I just think they find their way to some primitive village somewhere. And that's what's going down here. Oh, there's that orange bridge again. Yeah. We saw that last week. Yeah. Big whoop. Another look at the hut, the tree branch hut with a wheelbarrow. I think we saw this one last week.
We did.
Yeah,
we did. I'm missing. Oh, here's the one.
Yeah, we're missing the great one. There's one great.
Here it is.
There it is. Wow.
Yeah.
Now we're talking Star Wars.
Yes.
What we have here is what looks to be a sheet of reference used by the wardrobe department. Jackpot.
Yes.
So there are 6 different pieces of wardrobe on this little rundown here, and it looks like.
All with the same actor, notice, which is
I think it's just like a generic model, maybe.
Okay.
Or
okay.
it is the same actor. It's a guy named Dr. Quadpaw. Dr. Quadpaw. Who's this?
So there's only one photo that references what would be a character name, and then the other photos are of the same actor, identified as perhaps Dr. Quadpaw, but with different looks. Right, there's a set of photos that's called uniform, and this is exactly what we were describing earlier, what we saw on the hangar. So you've got more of a sort of an officer's uniform in the one look, and then in the next he's wearing his officer's cap with that chest and back armor. And then there is trekking, which has sort of a Bedouin robe-ish kind of look, like a earthy colored robe with a sash or a belt. There seems to be like a fuzzy collar also, and then some sort of a hat. So something that you might expect to kind of protect you from the elements. It looks very Middle Eastern. It looks like something you would wear through the desert to me. And that's called trekking. And then there's 2 photos of again this model or this actor. They're titled At the Camp. So 2 different looks for perhaps the campsite folks. Similar but different. Again, very earth tones. So I'm thinking very Endor Rebel soldier kind of look to me, with sort of the baggy khaki pants with the high boots. In one instance, there looks to be like a longer coat, like a long jacket, with kind of a typical Star Warsy sort of half button down shirt, and then the other is again the same actor but with kind of a vest and a long sleeve shirt, sleeves kind of rolled up, and then a belt on the outside. So all these these look this is undoubtedly something Star Wars. We can't say what, but something Star Wars.
I'm thinking it's Kenobi.
Yeah.
And also, I think, because have you seen those pictures of Ewan wearing the black robes? Look at at the camp, both of them. That could be actual wardrobe for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because if you look at that picture of him in the black cloak, it almost looks like he's wearing similar leg wear and similar boots to what we're seeing at the camp.
Some of these photos, I've got these up now. Now, what they're doing with the actors on the set is, and I feel like I've seen this before with, was it episode 3 or episode 2? I have this memory of Hayden Christensen wearing some kind of covering up his costume. But here's Ewan McGregor. He's actually wearing sort of a mask, what you would, for COVID, that kind of thing. But yeah, he's covered in sort of like a plastic, almost disposable looking, what would you call that? Like you'd wear in the rain, like a slicker or a...
It's like one of those things people used to wear when they'd sit on their couch and watch TV. I forget what they were called. But look,
not a Snuggie.
Okay. Snuggie, yeah.
No, it's not a Snuggie.
These things they look real cumbersome too. They don't fit any of Ewan right at all.
This is one size fits all kind of thing.
Yeah, he's struggling to keep it on. It's like it has no buttons or zippers. It has not even Velcro. And he's outside. He's walking around. His wardrobe's hanging out all over the place. Yeah. But go back to where we can see his pant leg, and let's compare that to at the camp, because I think we're looking at the same wardrobe.
All right, let me see if I can zoom in here.
It definitely looks similar to me.
So yeah, we've got the brown pants going into the brown boot. Now, if we flip back over,
can we assume that that's Jedi gear, or is it something to wear at the camp?
I think it's undercover gear to me. I don't think he's going to be running around in those robes. Now, we don't see those brown
it looks
pants.
More like Dr. Quadpaw, actually. Maybe Dr. Quadpaw is a code name for Ben Kenobi. Maybe he uses it as an alias, or maybe it's just something that's used on reference material like this.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something?
Code name.
Yeah. Imagine if these were all different looks
for Ben.
For Kenobi.
See, that's what I'm leaning toward.
So at some point, can you imagine Obi-Wan dressed up as an Imperial officer at one point, and then there's one... Yeah, so that could be what we're looking at, Jim, because Trekking certainly has Jedi robe vibes. And then he's at the camp with perhaps, some locals or people that are on this mission with him. He's blending in. Again, he could be dressed up as an Imperial officer of some sort. Quite possible that there's a code name for the character.
Yeah. So this is really interesting stuff. Agent Kitster really came through for us this time and gave us some interesting wardrobe material from I believe from Kenobi, or it could be Andor, because it is, remember, the two series are happening in a similar place on the Star Wars timeline. So there might be a lot of aesthetic similarities between the two series. Even though Andor is being shot in the UK and Kenobi is being shot here. Now, that doesn't mean that reference material to Kenobi isn't ending up in Scotland or England. That could very well be true, with crews working on the shows, probably internationally that way. Yeah. So great stuff, Agent Kitster. Thanks a lot, buddy. And thank you to our crew member. Moving on to Indy now. If you want to send us some pictures from that'd be kind of cool too.
Well, sure, we'll do it. Why not?